Hey guys, as promised, here is my first weekly video, and to kick it off I am going to tell you a little bit about me and in the process answer a question or two that I always get asked, and that is how I got into fitness and why I started fitness competing, getting on stage and doing what I love to do. It all started when I was 15. I had just finished my SCEs, so GCSEs to the English education system. I didn't really know where I wanted to go next, what I wanted to do with my life. One day I wanted to be a fashion designer, the next I wanted to be a vet. You know, I just really was all over the place. I didn't know what I fancied doing. I watched Top Gun of all films, a classic 80s movie, and the whole fast jets and hot men. I was sold. I was like, I want to be a part of that.
Now we can get them. You guys are animals. Good sir, good sir. Right, boys. All right.
Exciting, right? That and a girl I knew at the time who planted a seed and said, why don't you join the Air Force? So my mind was made up. That was the day my life changed forever. But oh, how naive I was. No Tom Cruise, and the closest I got to some fast jets was watching those suckers on a radar screen. That's what my job involves. Went into the careers information office, asked the kind people behind the desk and said, how do I join the Royal Air Force? They told me exactly what I needed to do, gave me the paperwork I needed and a basic fitness plan to help me pass my fitness test. And that was me. Straight to work. I bought myself a cheap set of dumbbells. I dragged a dining chair into my bedroom and I worked out every single day to push me towards my goal to pass that fitness test. I wanted to join the Royal Air Force so badly. I would do anything I needed to do to get there. I literally spent hours in my room training, and it was all around the time as well, going back to my fashion designer kind of idea that I wanted to be. I loved following the latest models, supermodels. They all had their own fitness DVDs out, and I had most of them. I would stick one of them on every single day, and I would groove out in front of that TV and shake my little booty, trying to get fit. I love step aerobics. You know, I did everything that I love to do to help me get that goal. And I really enjoyed it. I was only 15, but I was the fittest I had ever been. I could push out more press-ups than I've ever thought possible. My cardiovascular fitness was top of whatever I could have imagined as well. You know, I could run for miles and I could sit and do sit-ups until the cows come home. Honestly, I was ready to hit that fitness test and smash it out the park, and I did just that. I went in there, passed my fitness test, sailed through all my interviews, and before I knew it I was on a train from Scotland to London to start my recruit training, and I turned into a completely different person. When I left Scotland, I was a shy little Scottish lass, and when I left recruit training, God, I could fire a rifle. I could run for miles with a heavy backpack on my back. I could drag people that were injured, 100 meters that I never thought possible. I was confident, changed my life forever, maybe the person I am today. And I have so much to thank for the Royal Air Force and the person it's made me. As you can imagine, for my job, I have to stay fit. I have to do annual fitness tests still to this day. But it's completely different for me now. My goals are different, especially being a fitness competitor. But I still have a primary job to do, and that's my focus. I train every day for my work, so if I have to go to war, then I'm ready to do that. God forbid it doesn't have to happen anytime soon, but I'll be ready. And I keep fit because I love it. I love keeping fit. I love how it makes me feel. I love the energy it gives me. I love how my clothes feel. And I just love the fitness industry. I love the people I meet with what I do within the competing side of things. It's just such an amazing part of my life. It was always on my bucket list from, a young age. As soon as I got into fitness and found my love for it, it kind of came about that I love to follow the model scene and the fitness kind of scene. So my inspiration kind of evolved, and I became more inspired by the girls on the front of the girls' fitness magazines. I loved how they looked strong and powerful but still sexy, and they were what pushed me, and they were what I aspired to be. So I guess I always thought one day I would love to be like that. I'm fit, but I have no goal. I have no look that I want to go for. I keep fit because I have to for work and because I love it. I go into the gym, I train, but I have no reason to go into the gym and say, today I'm going to train legs because I need to build my legs for X, Y, or Z. I lifted weights because I loved lifting weights. I loved how it made me feel. I needed to be strong, and I loved being strong, but I also ran a lot. I got on the treadmill and I'd be on there for an hour at a time, and I had no glutes or really strong legs because of that. So I kind of didn't really have an end goal of where I wanted to go with my fitness. I kind of did a bit of everything. I went to aerobics classes. About 10 years ago, I started going back to college. I became a fitness instructor. I ran body pump classes. I do circuit training. I even did jiu-jitsu for a while. I kind of had fingers in all pies. I wanted just to be able to be good at everything and not really focus on one specific training type. I even qualified in Sanity. I do MetaFit, which is good now. HIIT training is a staple of my training when I want to lean down. It's a great way of losing fat without burning muscle. So for me, my HIIT training and my MetaFit background and things like that come into play a lot for me now. But back then, I really had no guidance on where I wanted to go in the gym or what I wanted to do. So these girls on the front of these magazines gave me something to work towards. I was like, I want to be like these girls. I didn't want to be on front of fitness magazines because that was maybe too much of a dream, I suppose. Never say never. But I knew you had to be something special to be those girls on the front of the magazines. But I loved that it gave me something to work towards. I trained hard with the idea of this is the image of who I want to be. But I was always scared. Although I wanted to be that girl on the stage or that girl on the front of the magazine, I would never take that next step to really follow my dream. Because I was scared of failing, probably scared of not being good enough, and all those other things that a lot of people are scared for. And it's natural, it's a natural feeling to be scared, and I was petrified. You know, I always thought I could do this, but I don't want to get up there and somebody tell me that I wasn't good enough. It wasn't until my hubby Chris was medically discharged from the Navy, and he wanted to set himself a goal to keep his weight down, because he'd always been fit, he'd always been training in the gym because of his job, that he decided one day he's seen an advertisement on the internet for Miami Pro, and he was like, we were actually on holiday at the time, we were eating all inclusive, we were drinking, sitting by the pool, and he was like, I'm putting on weight and I need a goal to help me shift this extra weight, because I don't have that job where I need to stay fit anymore. I need a goal. So he decided there and then on holiday, I am going to get on stage. And I was so supportive. I was excited because he was following the dream that I always wanted to do for myself. So for me, I was like, I can live my dream through you. I'm so excited. So we went back, he started getting to training, he did all his own nutrition plans, and he coached himself through his first competition. And he came second, got his pro card for Miami Pro. And you know what? Because I was training hard with him, because I was eating the same diet, for me, I said to myself, I'm doing what I need to do because I'm supporting my husband. Why don't I just stop being a fanny and get on that stage? Chris inspired me, and I looked up to him because of what he did, because he had the courage to step on stage, and because he wasn't scared to be told he wasn't good enough, or because he believed in himself that he was good enough and he did it. It inspired me and made me realize I shouldn't be scared. Who cares if I get on stage and if people tell me I'm not good enough? At least I've tried, at least I've given it a go, you know, and you should not be afraid to fail. I think looking back now, hadn't I done it, I would always have regretted that decision not to get on that stage, because I wouldn't have tried. I would have failed myself because I hadn't given it a go. So there would have been all of these what ifs. What if I had got on stage that day, and what if I had put myself out there, made myself vulnerable? Who knows what would have happened? So I'm glad I made that decision to grab life by the balls and think, screw it. You know, what could possibly be the worst thing that could happen? I got in the right mindset. I had something to motivate me now, and I had the support of Chris, who'd just been through it himself and knew exactly how hard it was, knew that it was going to be a tough journey for me because he could sympathise with me, and he was my rock. He reminded me every day that I was good enough. He told me I looked amazing when I looked in the mirror and didn't see it myself. He told me to keep pushing when all I wanted to do was give up. He told me I looked great when I felt the worst I'd ever felt, you know. I couldn't have done it without him. And I got on stage and I came top 5 in my first ever competition. I learned a lot from that competition, because although I wasn't good enough to win because I was too lean, I had a lot to learn about that they were looking for on that stage, and on the day the girls were just better than me. But I had a thirst for it now. I knew this is what I was supposed to do. I had caught the fitness bug. Getting on that stage is such an unbelievable feeling. You know, all that hard work comes down to one day, and you're just showcasing your hard work, and to be rewarded at the end of it is such an incredible feeling. Not because you get a trophy, but just because you know on that day you look the best you have ever looked, and you did the best you ever could, and no matter what anybody says, you know you've given it your all, and you know that you couldn't have done anything else. Blood, sweat and tears took you to that one day on stage, and you rocked it. And it's a day you'll never forget. It's a day you can tell your kids. It's the moment you can tell your grandkids. You know, it's something you will always have in your heart, and you'll be able to take with you throughout life, knowing the journey you had and the struggles you had to get to that moment, and you know you'll be strong enough to take on anything. Like, after that, I knew I could take on the world, because I had done something that terrified me, and conquered my fears. You know, I've gone through life conquering fears. I've always been worried about doing stuff. That day I got on the train from Scotland to travel to London and join the Royal Air Force, it was a terrifying, lonely time for me, because I was just turned 16 at that time. I'd never left home. I'd never been out of Scotland, and all of a sudden I was on a train on my own to join all these strangers in this huge organisation, not knowing what the rest of my career or my life had in store for me after that day, after that moment. And that gave me strength, and that has given me strength for everything else I've ever done in my life. And getting on stage was one of those things I just had to say to myself, stop being so bloody scared and just do it, because you'll regret it if you don't. So I blame my husband. That is how I got on stage. Although it's something I've always wanted to do, he was the reason I jumped on stage. And I guess the fear of regret. I was afraid to get on that stage, but would I be more afraid of regretting not having tried to do it in the first place? So there you have it. That's how I got into fitness. That's what made me decide to start competing. And I hope it's kind of given you a little bit of an introduction to me, to get to know me a little bit more about what I do and why I do it. If you can take anything away from this video, it is, do not be afraid of just giving it a go. Be more afraid of not giving it a go and the regret that comes from that, because you could go throughout life fearing the unknown, fearing being not good enough, fearing failure. But the thing you should fear the most is not pursuing your dreams. Constantly asking yourself, what if? Sitting with your grandkids one day and wishing you had done more with your life, wishing you had not been so scared and just taken the bulls by the horns and done what it was that you really wanted to do. Also, find something that inspires you. Those girls on those magazines inspired me. My husband inspires me every single day. Give yourself something to motivate you. You know, my job made me want to get into fitness. That was my motivation at the time. My motivation now is just, I love leading a healthy lifestyle. I love getting on that stage. I love how it makes me feel. I love getting in the gym and having a really good workout, and the great feeling I have afterwards, after I've smashed that leg session that I knew it was going to hurt. I knew it might make me sick or whatever, but at the end of it, I've achieved what it is I set out to achieve, and that motivates me. Set yourself a goal. You know, if you've not got something to work towards, you're more likely to give up, because you think, why am I doing this? Why am I bothering? Give yourself a reason to bother. I'm writing goal setting blog at the moment, which I'll be putting out there soon on my website. So make sure you come back and I will post it on social media and have a read of how to set yourself a realistic goal. You know, have something there that motivates you every single day. Anyway, I'm going to stop boring you guys now. Thank you ever so much for watching. Every week I'm going to be bringing you videos that help you on your fitness journey. I will be answering questions, so make sure if you've got any, then comment below, because I will get right back to you. I will compile all of your questions into Q&A videos, because I'm sure there'll be somebody out there that will benefit from a question you have. So make sure you ask them and I will give it to the world. My answers, the best of my ability, that is. They may not be scientifically correct answers, but they're answers from my experience. I will be bringing you lots of workout videos, footage of me in the gym. I will be bringing you nutrition, fitness tips. I will be maybe trialing equipment and stuff and giving you ideas of what you can use if you're on the road or if you're at home. I'm getting lots of stuff out there. I'll still be vlogging as well, so when I'm out and about, I will bring you random videos of me just living life, so you can see a different side of me. It's not all about fitness, it's about enjoying life, and I just like to give you all a bit of an insight into who I am, and so you can get to know me on a deeper level. I'm going to Body Power this weekend, so watch out for my vlog from that. Hopefully get lots of great footage for you. But for now, so you don't miss any of my future videos, make sure you subscribe and comment below with those questions if you have any. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, because it really helps my channel grow and it means I can reach more people like yourselves who want to learn more about the fitness industry and get lots of lovely fitness tips. So for now, until next time, see you later.